SlayBaes, welcome back to my channel. I am Alicia of SlayLisha Beauty. I'm here today to give you this gorgeous beat today, okay? We had another photo shoot. Model Alicia has hit the scene of Houston, and we are coming today with this makeup look. I was requested to make sure my face was beat down, and she wanted a dark red or a popping red lip, so I was like, you asked, I served. So this is what we created today. This look, mind you, I cut my hair off again. Y'all know short hair Alicia, okay? You already know how I feel about having short hair, okay? The wigs be fun, you know, but something about that short hair, just like confidence be on 10, 12 out of 10 really. So if you'd like to see how I completed this look, go ahead and keep watching. But before we get that far, let me have you go ahead and hit subscribe there. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because I'm only going to bring you these looks over and over and over again, okay? If you want to learn how to do this, hit subscribe, okay? You can keep going like you're doing, but if you want to look like this, go ahead and hit subscribe, okay? I won't let you down. Not here to let you down. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in this look. All right, we got our playlist going. I went ahead and did our brows off camera because of course we have a whole video for that. Go ahead and click on that after you watch this one. But we're gonna start by buffing out that concealer I used to clean up my brows. Then I'm gonna take a little bit more and I'm gonna place it on my eyelids. And then we're just going to do the same thing and buff that out. I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder and I'm just going to pack that in on my eyelids. And of course, any and all products that I use in my video, I will make sure to link in the description box. So I'm not going to say too many of the colors, but I will make sure to be as descriptive as possible. So next I'm going to go in with a newer palette. This is the Artiste Couture Supreme Bronze Eyeshadow Palette. And I'm going to go in with that light brown shade. I believe the name is Toasty. And I'm going to start off by just concentrating that color on the outer crease or the outer portion of my eyelids, and I'm just going to pack that in until I get the color payoff that I want. Once it's packed in really good on the outer portion of my eyelids, I'm going to slowly but surely creep that all over my outer crease area. Once I'm satisfied with where we're at, I'm going to go in with our second shade. This is going to be that deeper brown color, and I'm going to ever so slightly make an outer V on the outside of my eyelids. And I'm going to pack that in really good with a dense brush, and I'm going to slowly but surely blend it in. Just going back with my original brush with that first brown shade to blend it together. Then going back and forth between my first and second brush to make sure they blend in perfectly. So once the outer V portion of my eyelid is taken care of, I'm going to do the same step as I did with the first brown shade, and I'm going to slowly but surely creep that color all over my crease. So jumping back into the palette, I'm going to go in with that cream shade, and I'm going to take a round brush, and if you follow along, this step should be easy. I'm just going to indent on my eyelids how I would if I was doing a cut crease, but I'm not using any concealer. I'm taking just the powder. I'm packing it on really good, creating that cut crease shape without so much using concealer. It sounds confusing, but if you watch closely, you'll see how it happens. After that's done, I'm going to go ahead and blend in that second darkest brown shade and take a clean brush and go ahead and blend all the colors together above my crease. Okay, so here is where it gets interesting, and I kept this footage in solely for my beginner makeup babes that always get discouraged when doing your makeup. Us pros get just as frustrated as y'all, so I wanted to show y'all this pigment should have been perfectly placed on top of that cream shade. But let me tell you, this Artiste Couture palette, yeah, she was like, no, you can't sit with us. Like, I was like, why are you not working? I just want that little extra bit of shimmer, but literally I put that shimmer and she just was not showing up. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get smart. I'm gonna try another pigment and I'm gonna take a looser brush and see if that works. Now, again, I took it and nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it was coming right back off. You can see now the shimmer was there, but the moment I like blinked or did anything else, she just didn't want to show up. And I was like, why? And I was like, okay, so the Artiste Couture palette is a diva. And you know, I have other palettes that are like that. And I just was like, I have to go about this a different way, you know? I had to bring out some of that Virgo energy, and I was like, we're gonna find a solution. But yeah, the second pigment didn't work either. So I was like, okay, if anybody is going to get on here, it's gonna be my JLaRue. So I went ahead and dusted off this pigment, and I was like, we're gonna try again. Grab my JLaRue, and I am gonna list this one down because she did show up. And it started giving me too much sparkle, and I was like, I kind of really just want, you know, that light sparkle, like shimmer effect. So I was like, I'm gonna try to spray it to see if it sits a little bit better. And then that was too much. So I was like, we're just gonna keep doing, like, I need y'all to know, like, I have, you know, Virgo and Aries rising. Like, we're gonna find a solution to this problem. We're not gonna keep doing this. So I was like, we're gonna scrap that, start all over. We got the math formula, but we're gonna figure it out. I took a fluffy brush, finally was able to place it on the way I like. And I was like, as soon as I get this on, we're not touching it anymore. But I just wanted to make sure you guys saw that footage to let you guys know if you get discouraged doing eyeshadow. Like, us who've been doing it for years, we had the same problem, okay? We're not perfect. So once that on, I'm just gonna go in and blend that off, dust some of this off, and we're gonna finish our face. So next we're going to go in with some brown eyeliner, and I'm just going to take that liner and just go ahead and darken up my lash line. And I'm not going to create a wing. I'm just going to connect the liner to that dark brown shade. So now after that endeavor, we are done with the eyes. We're going to jump right into our face. For any time I know that I'm going to be in front of a camera, I like to double layer my primers. And I'm going to take that first primer and I'm going to concentrate that on the areas where A, I get oily, or B, I have a lot of large pores. And for the creamier texture primers, I like to go in with my fingers just so I can blend in with that warmth. Once that first layer is dried down, I'm going to go in with my Milk Makeup Primer and my primer brush, and I'm going to apply that all over my skin. Next, I'm going to go in with my NARS Soft Matte Foundation, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that everywhere. In case I didn't mention it, I'm always going to go in between each step and take some setting spray just so my makeup and everything sets together and lasts a little bit longer. This foundation does oxidize once it dries down, so if you're watching this as a possible shade match to myself, don't be alarmed. We're still using Tahoe. You'll see how it dries down and blends perfectly to my skin tone after everything is done. Also, if you're using the NARS Soft Matte, make sure you go ahead and blend away, because if you don't blend it perfectly, it will set into your creases and that's not cute. So make sure you got some time to go ahead and blend, honey. And following my soft matte foundation, I'm going to go in with the NARS soft matte concealer, and I'm just going to place that on the inner portions where I want a brighter highlight. Now following up with my regular concealer, which is only about 2 to 3 shades lighter than my complexion, I'm going to place that on the outer portions of where I normally would highlight, and then I'm going to blend the two together once it dries down. Someone had inquired what brushes I use for my concealer. This is the Morphe E12. It's a dense brush and it has like a pointed tip. I'm not sure if they still sell this. This has been my go-to brush for about 3 or 4 years now. But if they do, go ahead and get it. In fact, I'll link it in the description box if they still have it, because if you're going to go ahead and get a flawless face, you need this for concealer for sure. So next, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender again, and I'm just going to press in the concealer into my skin some more, and then make sure it blends out perfectly with my foundation. And then going back in with the brush, just back and forth until everything is blended perfectly. Next, going in with my contour. You guys already know I have been in love with this Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade medium. I'm just going to place that on all the areas of my face. I want to go ahead and create some shadow. And then we're going to place it with one brush, more of a dense foundation brush. And then I'm going to blend it out with a buffer brush. And of course, you know, blending is the game, so I'm just going back and forth with all my brushes to make sure everything blends out smoothly. Next, I'm going to go in with some baking powder. I chose one that is a little bit more on the yellow side, only because I want my highlight to be bright as I'm going to set my contour a little bit deeper. So for that contrast, I'm going to make sure I press in that baking powder nice and smooth under my eyes. And everywhere else, I place the concealer. Next, I'm going to go in with my Sephora Microsmooth powder, and I'm going to use that powder to dust away all of the powder that I used to bake. Next, to go ahead and set my contour, I'm going to go in with this Juvia Place Bronze palette, and I'm going to use that to set everywhere that I place my contour shade. So for soft glam, I like to not so much contour my nose, but I like to make sure that it's bronze. So I'm going with a small brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and define my nose. For blush, I'm going to go in with another Juvia's Place favorite, and I'm going to take their Saharan blush palette and mix these two shades together and place them on the highest points of my cheekbones. So similar to what I do when applying eyeshadow, I'm going to also take a big kabuki brush, which is just another term for a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend all the products that I place on my face together. And that's it. Our face is complete and we are giving looks already. So going back to finish our eyes, we're going to go ahead and lay down some mascara and go ahead and place our lashes on. So I decided last minute I didn't want my eye look to look too heavy, so I wanted to open it up. So I'm going to place some white eyeliner right on the waterline just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more. yet another last minute decision. I was like, I wonder how a fox eye will look with this. So I'm just going back in with that same brown eyeliner, and I'm just going to draw almost like little triangles on the inner corners of my eyes just to pull together that fox eye look. So I did try to zoom in for it, but I realized I didn't give you guys the best angle. But again, I'm just following the natural shape of my eyes. Where my inner corners meet, I'm just going to draw a triangle, and then I'm going to take that liquid liner and I'm going to make sure it meets the white on my waterline. So now that we're complete with all of our eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and pop some lashes on. I'm going to start by taking the Sephora lash glue, and I'm going to place that on my lash band as well as on my eyelid. And I'm going to let it get tacky, and then I'm just going to pop the eyelash right on. So similar to my primers, I'm also going to layer my setting sprays just for that final finishing touch. I'm going to first go in with my Milk Hydrogrip setting spray, and then I'm going to follow it with my Charlotte Tilbury. So just a little added tidbit for longevity, I took the beauty blender and I rubbed some of the Sephora Microsmooth powder on it, and while my face was still wet, I just went in and went over my laugh lines just to make that a little bit more blurred out. So for my signature red lip, I'm going to go in with 2 lip liners to start. I'm going to go in with this deep brown shade, and I'm going to overline my lips. Following that, I'm going to take some bright red lip liner before finally adding my Smashbox lipstick in the shade Boss, and I'm going to blend it all together with a lip brush. Alright, and that is it for our look today. This is what we completed, our beautiful soft glam goddess quick outfit change, and we are ready to go for today. I cannot wait to see how these photos come out, and if you guys recreate it, please tag me on Instagram or on YouTube. Otherwise, thank you for watching our video today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you love this video, thumbs up. Leave me a comment letting me know what you think. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.